Hey world. So before I get started, like I said, please see the disclaimer in the description on the videos. No suing or taking any legal actions against me for any viewing, whether it's consensual or not. So viewing at your own discretion. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. This one is made after the fact for the conversation series. I thought I was done with that, but I wanted to elaborate and add just a bit more on tradition and values, and I guess some more insight to some actions that speaks louder than words. And like I said, took me a few days because I forgot my camcorder on the way back from work. So I figured once I make this video, I'll just hang out here at the lake for a bit to unwind. Then I'll go back and upload some stuff and then make the entire series public. So in the first part of the video, I mentioned how I want to go back and elaborate on tradition, because the argument from both sides that Tasha mentioned was that, you know, why do I want to keep tradition from her of marriage and ring and everything. Of course, you know, my sense in a nutshell was, you know, why does money or monetary materialistic things must make her happy? And like I said, I'm well aware of the fact that, you know, we can't live, we can't eat and pay bills on just love alone. So you know, but like I said, this one's gonna be kind of a bittersweet because it's like I said, I'm gonna be doing some bashing on the traditional sense, but at the same time, you know, it's always supposed to be taken with a grain of salt. So love it or hate it, you know, it is what it is. So as far as tradition, going through, like I said, giving the ring, paying for the ceremony, and I'm arguing against tradition here. If that's the case, you know, I can go through and make my arguments against the wedding dress. You know, why the hell does it have to cost so much? And two, you know, if that was the case, seriously, it's probably impractical, you know, to even try to make this argument. At the same time, you know what? How many brides out there can seriously wear white for the symbolism of what white is supposed to stand for traditional sense and marriage? You know, are we trying to say that it's supposed to symbolize purity as far as her virginity inside and out, the pureness of her heart, you know, her soul, the not nativity, the what is it, the naivete, the naiveness, you know, of, I guess, her heart, her emotions and whatnot. And seriously, you know what, if we're gonna be going all traditional and everything, you know what, let's go gung-ho on this thing, you know, either all in or don't half-ass this stuff. So yeah, seriously, unless you haven't taken it up the butt, you know, and then there's no frontal office invasion or any kind of traffic going through that orifice that, you know, nutrition, food normally enters, you know, seriously, you know, go through and wear any other colored wedding dress, whether it be beige, yellow, orange, pink, blue, green, purple. You know, it's, if you want to say that it stands for purity and symbolizes something, and I'm not saying that every single woman out there, you know, is a whole bag and everything, but at the same time, maybe it's just white's their favorite color, you know. And again, trying to make the arguments against that, it's gonna be, you know what, probably gonna be offending a shitload of women out there, but whatever. So it's to be taken objectively with your grain of salt. If you want to go through and debate with me, you know what, I'm here. So but yeah, I guess that's at least as far as going towards wedding dresses and purity and the symbolism, what it's supposed to symbolize, traditional marriage, you know. And just seriously, how are we even defining standards and purity? Purity of what? Purity of soul, purity inside, flesh, carnal sins, you know. So You know, that's one of those things. So I guess that was more of the bittersweet moment of that part of the video, and bashing traditional sense of marriage and weddings and dresses and whatnot. So the other, like I said, I wanted to elaborate more on, I guess, when Tasha asked about, can what actions speak louder than words? And I mentioned, in the preview vids of, I believe love is, sharing a sweet potato, roasting a sweet potato on a cold day and sharing it with the one you love. So it's those small sentiments, going through, and my sentiments would be, if I could, I would pick the stars from the sky and I give it to you. But since that's not really practical, I can give you a starfish, it's still a star. So with that, sure, I'll go to the beach or go to the coral reefs and dive and see if we can pick up a starfish, So I'll present you with a star that's in the ocean. It may not be from the sky, but at the same time. Or, just the practicality and the romantic gestures of, let me give you the moon. And from that, that could be something as, spending some time at the beach at night when the moon just hits the water just right, where the reflections up there. Take a picture of that, capture that moment. Here you go, honey, here's the moon, my gift to you. So, it's just those simple gestures or innovative gestures that really, it's, like I said, I guess throughout most of the series, it probably seemed like I'm pretty much sounding like some major cheap ass, don't want to spend money on her. But my whole beef and deal is my feelings for her, why aren't they enough? That's what it comes down to. How much does money have to play into things? It's my feelings should be more than enough. That feeling of wanting to be with you, the sense of you complete me. So, but again, that's probably just my own sense of romanticism that, I don't know, of how many more that it rings true with out there. So, in that sense. And I guess, jokingly on the side, I also see love in the aspect of, take her to Taco Bell, buy her a 90-cent taco, and if she's unappreciative, dump her ass. Why? Because if you only have $3, and if you buy her 2 tacos, that's 99 cents plus tax, you are giving her, feeding her everything that you got, and you are going hungry. So that's all for her. 2, even if you buy her a taco and you a taco, you are sharing half of what you got with her. And if all you got is $3, that's love, So, again, it's the gestures and it's the context that really matters most to me on feelings and affections and how we present them in our actions and displaying them. So it really, the sentiment and thoughts of it's the thought that counts, that really rings true with me. So, and it really doesn't matter of, oh, you spent so much on me, that doesn't impress me. But that's just me though. So I don't know, maybe they say I keep dreaming and I keep looking and I'll keep finding, but at the same time, they say that we shouldn't settle on things, and there's someone out there for everyone, or there's a lot of someones out there for everyone. And you know what? I refuse to stop hell or high water until I find that person. So there goes that in. I'm pretty sure I had more on a note that I had, but I'm trying to recall from memory here of what else I wanted to include in that. Just checking my time. So 5 minutes left out of 15. So give me a moment to ponder here to see if I'm missing anything. So I went through and I mentioned about bras and dresses, about the romanticism of, moons and stars and starfishes. Let's see here. There was another point of, I guess trying to express the sentiments of what love is and trying to define that, it really is tough. And it's, you know, it's, as I mentioned prior, of being able to be with that person and not necessarily anything has to be said, knowing that you take comfort in just the company and the presence of that person, knowing that they complete you. So for me, that's definitely more than enough. And at the same time, I guess I can say that I'm waiting, or yeah, I'm pretty much still searching and waiting and trying to find that person that I can say, you know what, this is the 1,000-year love. And when I refer to that, I guess I want to elaborate and say that it's more on folklore, elf, you know, legend, that fairy tales, in terms of how elves, and I'm talking about the mythical elves, not, you know, the small, I guess, fairy elves that's tiny size of wood sprites or anything, but the mythical elves, I guess maybe in Lord of the Rings or something along those lines, where they live for hundreds and thousands of years. And to say that the, you know, our union, our togetherness will be like that, in terms of this is the start of a life